We're as optimistic about Bitcoin as we ever have been. But there are a few regulatory and tax uncertainties, and we had been waiting for the discount between GBTC and NAV.
So important in this conversation around spot Bitcoin ETFs coming to market.
It was as high as 50% at one point last year when there was great uncertainty around all of the turmoil in crypto generally. And now it's single digit.
Invest the time and the money.
But also to protect you against fraud and manipulation.
SEC staff engaging with issuers, of a number of which have filed for spot ETFs.
We can use to gain exposure to Bitcoin in this moment, and it's just a moment of uncertainty between now, we think, January 8th to 10th, somewhere in that range perhaps, but we, out of an abundance of caution, didn't want to take any risk.
Cathie Wood gives us an update on the pending Bitcoin ETF approvals, which could be as early as January 8th. However, even if the SEC grants approval, there could be a delay of more than a month before the actual launch. Bitcoin is currently sitting just above 43,100, up over $1,100 in the last 30 days. The potential obstacle to the spot Bitcoin ETF approval may lie in Gary Gensler's political ambitions. Despite Gensler's in-depth knowledge of Bitcoin as the SEC chair, it's puzzling to find a logical reason for his reluctance to support a spot ETF. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood highlights the decentralized and transparent nature of the Bitcoin network, making manipulation highly unlikely. Let's get right into the interview with Cathie Wood. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel.
As I mentioned before, there are some tax and regulatory uncertainties still as part of this process. We don't know exactly who's going to be approved and whether they've met all the criteria that the SEC has put before us. We know we have, but we don't know if others, including GBTC, have. We just don't know. So again, out of an abundance of caution. And GBT's discount, again, it was as much as 50% relative to NAV. So not only have we enjoyed this year the run in Bitcoin itself, but we've had the nice closing of that discount. So it's been, double good news for us. We think the probabilities have gone up because the SEC has been highly engaged compared to what was happening before. Before, it was just denying approval. And we just kept putting our filing in again, try, dogged and determined. And so here we are. We think we're first in line, and that's why there is this January 10th deadline. But we like the idea that the SEC has been so engaged, and it's not just with us, it's others as well. We think a number of funds could be approved at the same time. And they've been asking not only one set of questions, but follow-up questions. And again, that's a very good sign. The last few questions have been very technical and so more de rigueur, and you'd expect them to be asking these questions as we head toward an approval. Now, it's not 100% certain, and so we want to make that clear as well. This is the SEC, and we never know, what might happen along the way. We are very happy that a couple of things have happened. That this idea that interest rates were going to continue moving higher has been proven incorrect. And I think even the Fed, while there is that small possibility, even the Fed is now starting to talk about the other side of the interest rate move. And so I do believe all we've seen so far is a reaction to that macro phenomenon or judgment call. We went through our flagship strategy, and all of our strategies went through a very difficult time from February 21 through December of 22, as interest rates, first of all, were presumed to move up or forecasted to move up. And then when they did move up, so it was almost like a double discounting. And so we've seen the first installment of the correction there to the upside for our funds with this notion, and it's again the forecast that interest rates will come down. And we would presume that if they do come down, for the reasons we think they're going to come down, the most important one being deflation, then our funds will be in good shape, because we are our companies thrive on deflation. Technologically enabled innovation is deflationary. Now that we've had this very nice run this year, we think the answer to that question is in the private markets. They're close. What's fascinating to us is that the public markets have been leading the private markets for the past 3 years. As our funds were falling in 21, private valuations were going to all-time highs, along with the NASDAQ. They were taking their cues, I suppose, from the NASDAQ. But real innovation, if you looked at our portfolios, was starting to revalue to the downside, and even more so in 2022. We are still seeing major down rounds taking place in the private markets, and I'm always surprised at this sort of thing, because you would think that the private markets lead the public markets. That has not been the case in the last few years.
Embracing an unyielding enthusiasm for the crypto realm, Cathie Wood confidently predicts that explosive growth is looming on the horizon. She urges investors to capitalize on the opportunities presented during market downturns as well. Ever since Bitcoin tumbled from its all-time high of nearly $69,000, the cryptocurrency market has struggled to regain its footing, leaving investors anticipating a substantial bounce back. However, Cathie reassures that a long-expected surge awaits, leading up to the highly anticipated 2024 halving event for Bitcoin. Cathie Wood's recent decisive action to liquidate the entire Bitcoin portfolio, exceeding $100 million, signals a significant shift in her investment strategy. The unexpected move, given ARK Invest's historical support for Bitcoin with ambitious price targets of $1.4 million by 2030, has raised numerous inquiries. Despite the surprising nature of this bold decision, Cathie's rationale, linked to the anticipation of Bitcoin ETFs, provides clarity on the strategic adjustment. By divesting and gearing up for an ETF launch, ARK Invest evidently holds nearly absolute confidence in an imminent approval. Cathie's insights on the anticipated deflation throughout 2024 and its positive implications for innovation and the crypto market are particularly important. Cathie Wood points out, with real money now flowing in, she emphasizes that the crypto market has become more significant than ever. Institutional investors are driving the price of cryptocurrency, which will yield massive gains in the next 3 months. Wood believes this will underscore Bitcoin's enduring relevance as an asset and as a hedge against currency devaluation. She anticipates that BTC will continue its parabolic run right into the halving of 2024. Cathie Wood's main focal points this year has also been the movement in crypto legislation in the House, signaling the growing interest in the crypto space. Although crypto legislation might face challenges due to political opposition, Wood advises the company in which she invests to spend heavily now in order to take advantage of huge growth potential. She estimates that ARK's concentration on technology advancement is worth about $7 to $8 trillion, or less than 10% of global equities markets. Emerging markets are relying on digital currency, and Cathie believes that based on the current market outlook, decentralized finance will take over and usurp the roles of most financial services companies. We've seen many rapid cryptocurrency price rises in the last few weeks, and no doubt investors are eagerly anticipating at least one ETF approval, which will bring massive capital pouring into crypto. Cathie points out that just 1% of BlackRock's portfolio will open this floodgate to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars in institutional capital. She says we'll witness a 400% increase in Bitcoin alone, targeting a $150,000 price in just 6 months' time. The Bitcoin halving coincides with the timeline for this price, so we could see the biggest crypto surge yet in just a matter of months. What do you think of Cathie Wood's interview on the current financial market? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.